Hey everybody, it's Keith Wheeler with kwheelerbooks.com and the Review Mates Facebook group. I want to talk today about bestseller campaigns. There are a lot of different people out there that are telling you how to do bestseller campaigns, and I've listened to them. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You run your bestseller campaign, you send everybody channeling to your Amazon link for your book on one day to get everybody there. And you get your bestseller, maybe even an international bestseller. You might even hit number 1. Week later, very little sales. Sound familiar? For those people out there who haven't done a bestseller campaign yet, you're in luck, because I'm going to show you the better way to do a bestseller campaign and actually get sales in the future. I'm the author of My Buddy Knows series. This first book, My Buddy Knows Letters, hit international number 1 bestseller. It hit number 1 in multiple countries. I'm also the author of the My Ultimate Softball Journal, which is a series of softball-themed journals. This book, because it's a journal, is not available on Kindle. So therefore, getting a book to do a bestseller is a lot more difficult. Surprisingly, I got this to number 8, which makes it a bestseller in book form. Here's the difference. The way I did this one, I'm still getting a drastic number of sales, and my sales keep increasing month after month after month. I'm going to show you the difference between the two paths that I took on marketing these. So, the big thing is you want to get as much promotion as you can for your book. Not just for your bestseller, but in the future. And the best way to do that is to get Amazon to notice your book. The My Buddy Knows Letter series, I did the traditional way, which is, like I said, having everybody go in, emailed all my friends, people I work with, all my Facebook groups, had them all go in on one day, and I hit international bestseller probably within the first 12 hours. Great. I was excited. It's great for to be able to call myself an international best-selling author. Great for bragging rights. Here's the difference. On Amazon, from their perspective, it's just one giant spike on one day. To them, to the algorithm, it just looks like a fluke. So what you need to do, the key is actually very simple when you think of it. You need to just show an increased amount of sales over a longer period of time than one day. From my experience, 5 to 7 days is pretty much all it takes to get Amazon to notice. So your question is, how do I do that, Keith? How do I get increased number of sales every single day? It's actually very simple when you think about it. The first step you need to do is you need to write down all the different platforms that you have. Now, I know you may think that you don't have any platforms. I thought that as well. Do you belong to a Facebook group? If you do, that Facebook group is a platform. You don't have to run one for it to be your platform. If you have a Facebook group that you belong to, then that means you have a regular Facebook account as well. So now your regular Facebook account, that is a separate platform, because that's a separate group of people that you can reach out to. Do you have an email list? If you don't, that's fine. But if you do, again, that's another platform. Church group that you go to. If you go to a group at your church, that's a different platform than your church as a whole. Work. Does your work have a newsletter? All of these are separate platforms that you have access to. And as well as just regular, that's just Facebook. What about Twitter? What about Instagram? Snapchat, LinkedIn, all of the different social media platforms, including Goodreads, are all different platforms that you can list. Okay, so now you have your list of platforms that you have access to. Now is the hard part. What I typically do is I write each of these down on a note card. And the reason why is for this next step. The next step is you want to put these in order Group these different platforms in order based on the number of people that you think, the number of purchases, downloads that you think you can achieve at any given time. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have more people in that platform. It's more of the people, how many are actually going to go in and download your book or purchase your book. That's the key. So what you do is you take all the ones, and obviously you're just guessing. You know, obviously your friends and family are probably going to be the ones that are more likely to download it. The ones that you have, this is all about volume. The ones that have the greatest volume, you want to save for the end of your bestseller campaign. So that way, on day 1, maybe you get 2 or 3 sales. On day 2, maybe you get 5 to 10. Day 3, you get even more. So that way, Amazon can see it as a constant, no matter what it starts at, a constant increase in sales. By them seeing that, then Amazon algorithm says, okay, this is an up-and-coming book. This is hot. This is what I want to start advertising. Because the bottom line is Amazon wants you to sell books because that's how they make money. But they only have a limited amount of promotional advertising that they can do, so they need to pick the ones that they think are going to give them the biggest return. So that's how you do it. Again, you list your different platforms that you have access to, then rearrange those in order based on the number of downloads you think you're going to get. Again, it's just an estimate. Doesn't have to be exact numbers, but what you want is you want it to be an increase. You don't want a dip or anything like that. You definitely don't want it to go from high to low, because that tells Amazon that your book isn't selling. So I can't guarantee that this is going to get you millions of dollars in sales, but the key is to try to get Amazon to notice you and notice your book. I did that with my journals. And again, these are softball themed journals, which means 1, they're not in Kindle, and 2, it means that it's a very niche market. And yet I still was able to not only get my bestseller, but more importantly, I now have Amazon promoting my book without me paying for it. And I'm getting increased sales every single month. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Love to see you on the Review Mates Facebook group. And until next time, remember to write right. Bonus tip: if you have the funds, and it doesn't take much, to do a Facebook ad or AMS ad at the end of your bestseller campaign, that is a great way to take your sales to the next level and once again get Amazon's attention. Now, because it's going to take longer than just one video, I will do a separate video on both Facebook ads as well as AMS ads. But in the meantime, I just wanted to let you know that that is a great step you can take. And again, it doesn't take much to do financially. I think I did one and it cost me a whole $1, I think, for a 5-day period. So again, does not take much. But that's going to be another video. Till next time.